almost falls down. Throws to the end zone. Owen! Owen! Owen!
It will change, and I'm not trying to tell you something. It's going to change. It's not like that. Okay, but I want you to understand where I'm coming from. It will change. And it will change because they wanted to change, not because of me. It will change because they want to be champions.
Smith in the gun, LeBron on his left hip. Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking, got it, post, and it's good! Touchdown, 49! Vernon Davis with the play of his life. It all comes to this fourth down. 4th and 4 at the San Francisco 10. Ryan in a shotgun. Rodgers to his left. 3 receivers right. Ryan takes the snap. Looking, pressure, throws middle. Broken up by Navarro Bowman. And the 49ers silence the house.
Oh, we're coming at you. We're coming at you with the curly tail. Oink, oink, piggy, bitch. Piglets here. 49ers beat the fucking Cardinals. Again, it was close, but it was a sketchy fucking game for 98% of it, and then at the end it got good. Steve's going to do the injuries, and after the injuries, we're going to talk about Baltimore. So go.
Okay. All right, getting right into Baltimore.
Well, no, about the trip.
Okay.
Well, just so people have time to,
all right,
to get ready to meet us. And we'll talk about it next week, too. This is how you build steam towards something.
That's good. Thinking ahead.
Working towards a crescendo, Steve.
I like it.
Hey!
All right, injuries. George Kittle, Robbie Gould, Matt Breida, Joe Staley, and DJ Jones all did not play, and they are all day-to-day this week.
Most of them did not practice today.
It will come down to game time, Sunday night. Azeez Al-Shahir is in concussion protocol from the Seattle game. He did not play against Arizona, and he was limited at practice today.
He just got completely cleared on my ride over here.
Okay, so he's definitely good to go versus the Packers. Akella Witherspoon did not start, but he did play. I think I saw 6 snaps. He's expected to start against Green Bay. Emmanuel Sanders tried giving it a go with the rib cartilage. He did play. But only a portion of the game. I don't know exactly how much. I want to say last time I saw him was before halftime. He's day-to-day this week. D Ford, hamstring strain.
Do you want that or no?
No. D Ford, hamstring strain. He did not return. He's probably going to miss a couple of weeks. I think he pulled his hamstring chasing down Kyler Murray. He actually made a sack, but that was the last snap that he took for the day. Emmanuel Mosley had some cramps going on, but he ended up returning to the game. That's probably why Kello got the 6 snaps. I don't know if he would have gotten those snaps otherwise. Debo Samuel injured his shoulder, but he ended up returning to the game. Quan Williams suffered a stinger, but he returned to the game. And Jalen Hurd on IR, we are not expected to have him to return this year. We are not. I read that we're not expected to have anybody come off of IR to
That's
help
not what
us.
I read.
What'd you hear?
Kentavious Street and Jason Verrett.
I read
Really?
that as well.
Yeah.
Well,
They're the only two that are left that
available,
could.
correct.
That could.
And Kentavious Street is healthy.
He is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
he's healthy and ready to go. It's just a matter of numbers if we need him.
Well, we could actually need him.
Yeah.
All right.
With D Ford being fucked up, right?
Yeah. And the way Verrett played, I don't think you're going to see him unless we're in dire straits.
Yeah.
as Joe would say, giddy up.
That's right. Giddy up.
Okay.
So, yeah, real quick before we get into the game, for those of you keeping score at home and for those of you who might be in the Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area,
Again.
in 2 weeks, the Baltimore Ravens are playing the San Francisco Football 49ers. Myself, Mr. Rob, Michael Curran, coming down from the great wilderness north of Maine via train and then via car with us. And Baby is going to be making an appearance. The 4 of us.
Cameo.
Well, she'll be doing her thing. She'll be drinking Jameson and probably sneaking cigarettes,
How much Jameson? Like
She's not bad
Like
anymore.
a small amount of Jameson, or
She's not like she used to be. She
Like
knows
a-
her limits. She
like
got
a piglet amount of Jameson?
not even. She knows when she gets piggy with it, it becomes fucking. She becomes sloppy, and she's like hyper aware. Probably like around Rob, I would say. Like she's not gonna she's not gonna go piggy in front of Rob. I would say that.
So what you're saying is that Rob's
but maybe
Rob's the
maybe.
real daddy.
No, she just. I don't know. She keeps herself. She tries to keep herself in line around Rob. She doesn't.
Most people keep themselves in check around their father.
Well, whatever. I mean,
There's a big difference between father and daddy, Steve.
yeah.
Big difference.
Is there though?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Big difference.
Regardless,
Daddy's awkward. Father is unacceptable.
she. So I mean, again, I expect to have a fun time. So I believe there's a Top Golf in the area that we might try to hit while we're down there. Rob, what are your thoughts on the pregame deal this time? If it's not raining, are we going to parking lot or are we going to go into the stadium again? What do you think?
I have no idea.
Okay, well then maybe we'll talk about that next week. Sit on that for a while.
I think they probably don't care at all.
Okay, fuck it.
All right, 36-26
Prediction
win.
game, yeah. Who would talk about it, Steve?
All right, I'll talk about it.
Yeah, you will.
You know, I don't really care to talk about the rest of it.
That's fine. I won anyhow.
Joe wins.
That's right. Finally on the board.
He
with one.
predicted a score of 32-22. He was 8 total points away from nailing it. So on the year,
Still not really a football score, 36-26. It's almost as odd.
we haven't had this much fun with predicting 49er wins in quite some time. Usually this tally sheet looks very sad with a bunch of zeros because the 49ers haven't won a game.
You have 5 next to your name because you are a traitor.
Yes. Curran's got 3, Rob's got 3, I got 3, Matterson 1,
Woo, Madison.
and Joe 1.
Yeah.
And Chris
Chris is the Bengals.
is the Cincinnati Bengals with a big old goose egg.
I can't wait to get to picks. I had a great week. I went 2 for 2 this week.
Matterson's like the Dolphins. Joe's like the team from Washington. And the rest of us are like the Niners.
Can I be the Jets?
Nah.
I don't want to be racist.
I know that's why I did it.
I don't want to be a racist.
All right, you want to get to the game?
Let's talk about where you watched it and how that went.
I watched it here
Okay.
with Christopher and my son,
Yeah.
and everybody was into it.
Yeah, it was. Baby and I watched this one together. It was tough. It was really fucked up to be down so big, and then to come back and the back and forth. It had me. The rig was abused, to say the least. I was doing a lot of yelling. When the dance that Wilson did as he got into the I don't know if you call it a dance or whatever it was when he got in for the winning
An
touchdown.
aggressive strut.
Yeah, I was doing similar maneuvers around my living room. I was, but like prior to him doing that, that was my MO. I was on the couch at points. I was, it was intense. At one point, I went in the bedroom and hid. Like the TV was on, I was just hiding. It was intense. It was.
Was it just you and Piglet?
Yeah, baby piglet. Was it just? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
How did she handle your handling of the game? Is it just like an eye roll, or is it
yeah,
like?
I mean, you gotta understand, baby's been through a lot with me.
Yeah,
at this
she's just
point.
glad you're not breaking stuff.
Right, nothing got broken. I wasn't throwing anything. She even when they like, she would only really get upset when the cats would get scared. So if I could find a way to like keep my celebrations to a point where the cats didn't, run for like, the house is getting shot up. You
Yeah,
know. But,
on a Sunday, I prefer if my family's out for the day,
yeah.
and I can really show my emotion. When the kids are there, a kid looks at you real funny when you yell at a television
I
set.
can imagine.
Because they're like, what?
So at one point, Jessica went upstairs. Now we live in a 2-family. For those of you scoring at home, we live downstairs, and Jessica's mother lives upstairs. So Jessica's mother heard,
Mommy.
yeah, whatever.
Baby's mommy.
she heard when in the first half, obviously being down 16-0, she heard the first half barrage come out of my mouth, and it was cunts, fucks, slits, you fucking slash, fuck you. I mean, I was chasing the cats. It was
Intentionally scared.
I had a fire in the fireplace. I was throwing wood.
It was a real emotionally abusive
Throwing the
day.
cats in the fire.
Yeah, it was ugly. And
It's a real domestic violence
at
scenario.
one point, Jessica just felt that she should give me some space. So she went up to talk to her mommy, and they heard a barrage, and then Jessica came down, and she was chuckling, and she goes, "Oh, my mom's never really..." Because this is obviously the first football season. I don't know why last season didn't pan out, but so now she's kind of paying a little more attention to what goes on. So she's like, "Oh, Joe's really having an interesting time down there, Are they winning or losing? I can't tell by that."
He's having an interesting time.
It was a real
What a great way to put it.
It was a real Reuben Foster scenario over there.
Maybe. All right, Steve, do your thing.
All right, offense off the top.
While on the subject of my kids looking at me funny if I over celebrate or under celebrate, when I opened the George Kittle jersey, I showed it to my oldest son. He asked me if I played for the 49ers. when I said no, he asked me why I had a shirt with a number on it. Nothing will put you into perspective more than just the blunt truth of a 6-year-old looking at you like you're a fucking loser. Just so you know,
that is something that you would totally say to somebody else.
Yeah, it's 100% a 6-year-old going, "My dad's a fucking loser." He literally bought a shirt for another man, probably about half his age, and he's gonna wear it, but he's not even on the team. That's had to be what my 6-year-old was thinking.
My daddy's a fanboy.
Yeah,
That's so good.
yeah. He all but rolled his eyes and walked away. Yeah.
He doesn't have a jersey? He
He
does,
had
but he doesn't care.
He had
for
one
the
that
team he
doesn't
plays
fit anymore.
on.
Okay.
He had a very iconic jersey, Steve. One that might turn some heads if he wears it nowadays.
Oh, shit.
The old number 7.
He's got the old number 7.
That's right.
Little guy might fit into it now, just about. Might have to break it back out.
Or wrap the newly birthed in it. Fuck it.
Swaddle the baby in a Kaepernick jersey.
Get her kneeling right quick. But side note, one more note about the Baltimore game. I believe I'm gonna have Baby rock her Steve Young white away.
Okay.
It'll be nice. Be nice for her.
Not the what was it? The
Crabtree to
Crabtree
Smelter.
one that turned into a Smelter jersey.
She pulled that out the other day. and
That's so good.
She pulled that out and she's like, it's somebody other than Smelter now, but we still have it, and there's a name like
Garcon?
taped to it. Yeah, maybe. She's like, who is whatever? And I was like, I just laughed. I was like, oh.
I was telling my wife we had some Vernon Davis jerseys back in the day around the house. I don't know if she had one or somebody had one, and I was asking where it was to see what we could do about getting those letters off the top.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Same number. Why not? All right, offense off the top. 442 total yards, 408 passing, 34 rushing. So we went 6 of 13 on third down. We went 0 for 2 on fourth down, 3 for 5 in the red zone. We allowed 2 sacks, 7 hits, 7 tackles for a loss, and we committed 2 turnovers.
Yeah, we did. Both those were Jimmy's fault.
Yeah, Jimmy committed 2 turnovers.
Yeah, he did.
Opening drive, 3 and out. Second drive, fucking got a first down, and then we go for a 4th and 5 on our second drive.
I like it.
I mean,
It was all field location.
I
I
don't know.
It's field location and it's confidence in your defense.
Yes.
When you have our defense, if you didn't have our defense, you don't go for that.
And your starting kicker's out.
Yeah.
But we weren't even across midfield, I don't believe.
It was just over, I think.
Okay.
It was
The
not field goal
45,
range.
The 45, you're right.
It was
you're
not
right.
field goal range
You're
either
right.
way.
But I mean, Wisnowski
He's key.
he's money.
Yeah.
So you
if
draft
not, it'll make
It's
use
just
him.
confidence. It's just confidence.
Okay. Third drive. So we had 2 rushes that gained 1 yard, and then it ended with a sack on the 3rd and 9. Yep. So
Sometimes the fact that this is not a video podcast must be so confusing.
oh, there's
to
a lot of
people.
Easter eggs that go unnoticed. So the first 3 drives of offense was literally
Shit.
like
Shit.
nothing
Pure
at
shit.
all.
Past midfield once, pure shit.
Dog piss Jones.
And the running game had looked like it has looked for the past 3 games now.
Also shit.
Dog piss
shit.
Jones.
So we're down 16
What do
nothing.
those games all have in common?
George Kittle. We're down 16-0, and Kyle dials up a wide receiver screen for Richie James that goes 57 yards. How long have I been asking to see Richie James on the field more?
57.
57 times.
You've asked to have a threesome with him and your wife.
Nobody would want that because then their wife would leave them.
So you got a wide receiver screen that goes 57 yards, and then on the very next play, you hit a slant to Kyle Juszczyk to get us inside the 5.
Starting to look good.
Starting to look really good.
Hot boy shit.
3rd and goal. Jimmy hits Dwelly in the back of the end zone. Touchdown.
Dwelly.
Now, Ross Dwelly. I mean, I don't want to overreact to 1 week. Well, it's been a few weeks. I've noticed Dwelly quite a few times. Not a bad tight end.
Not a bad fullback.
Like, you could do a lot worse than Ross Dwelly
He
on
does
your team.
everything because he was the fullback when Juice was out.
And I think that he's stated multiple times that he replicates his game to try and be like George Kittle, although there's only one George Kittle. But I feel like that sort of energy just completely rubs off on everybody else, and you could see it.
Pretty wild stat line.
What?
4 catches for 14 yards and 2
And 2 touchdowns. Like,
I always think they get screwed, by the way, when you catch a touchdown in the back of the end zone, that you only get like if it's from the 4-yard line, you only get 4.
You don't get the yards
Motherfucker,
in the
that's
end
like-
zone.
But if you return a kickoff,
Yeah, they give it to you.
it's
they give it to you.
109
How
yards.
the fuck is that?
Yep.
That-
Exactly.
If you catch it in the back of the end zone from the 4, that should be what, 13 yards.
Yep.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Totally agree.
How do they measure it on a fucking kickoff return? That's
They
just
guess.
some guess bullshit.
They
I
guess.
mean, maybe because, okay, so it's coming out, but when it's going in, once you cross that line, it is what it is.
Yeah, but he didn't catch it. If you're running,
Yeah, I hear you.
If you're running it in, I agree.
You're right, yeah.
that's
Yeah, that's a weird
bullshit.
That's a weird thing.
That's bullshit. I also think the way stats work, like when you see 35 of 45 for 424, they should subtract the whole drive when you end it in a pick in the red zone. Like however the drive ends, like that shouldn't count. Like yeah, you went 76 yards on, and then you threw a fucking pick on the 4-yard line.
Brutal.
None of those yards should count. It'd
Absolutely
be better if
brutal.
you threw it at the other end.
Chris,
No, maybe not.
what round was Ross Dwelly drafted in? If drafted at all. He might actually
Fifth.
be a UDFA.
Fifth. No, I think he's.
No, I don't know.
I think he's UD.
Yeah. He might be a UDFA. I'm pretty sure he is, actually.
I'm pulling for 5th.
Yeah,
Nah, he's not quite.
fucking
He's
money.
not quite as good as a 5th rounder. He might be a 4th.
So we're midway through the second here, and the offense is starting to look much better. The hard counts are actually making Arizona jump off sides. I believe 3 times in a row we made them jump, or no, 1
2 in a
time.
row, and then-
2 in a row, and then once more on the same drive.
2 in a row makes me so happy.
And
It's so embarrassing.
it is, and it was the same player too, and
So
he got off the
embarrassing.
field immediately. They just took him right off the field.
That's been a theme this year. Not every game, but
Yeah, making
there's
them
been
jump.
a lot of them.
And you know what? Another thing that I've pointed out is that why is it that Aaron Rodgers is the only quarterback in the entire league that gets free plays?
Yes, I said the same thing.
Every,
What the fuck?
Every other
Always whistled dead.
every other team gets whistled dead immediately, but
Russell
Aaron,
Wilson gets him too,
Yes, he does.
UDFA,
but not as much as Aaron Rodgers.
Undrafted free agent.
Ross Dwelly, undrafted free agent.
Undrafted, yeah.
Yeah, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers are
it's
the
bullshit.
only 2 quarterbacks
I
that
was
get free plays.
screaming at my TV about it. Like when they touch someone, that's why. Or
Yep.
if the offensive lineman stands up to get the flag,
Yes.
I get that. But we get them like the guy jumps, gets back, and then they whistle it dead.
Yes,
What the fuck is that?
don't get it.
Fucking
So
horse shit. eh?
after making
I
them-
wonder if it's something to do with Aaron Rodgers getting the snap off once it happens faster.
you
before
definitely there definitely is a timing element to it. Like you can't. It's got to be bang bang.
Yeah, I bet that's.
But I feel like we have had bang
There's
bang.
and there's times where he
jumps.
drops back and then they whistle it dead.
Yes.
No, that's not how this
You're
works.
supposed to let it go.
That's bullshit.
So we're making Arizona jump off sides. There's great throws by Jimmy over the middle of the field to Debo and Emmanuel. And you could tell Emmanuel every single time that he got hit.
He didn't look good.
He was slow getting up. Dwelly had another touchdown on the day that was called back.
Yeah.
on a weak holding call on Weston Richburg, and we ended up having to settle for a field
Do
goal.
the Niners lead the league in
Callback touchdowns?
I would think, right?
I'd bet everything I own.
They got almost, I'd say, between 7 to 10, I would say, this year. Yeah.
Yeah, week one definitely comes to mind. Kittle had 2 called back in that same week.
When do we want to talk about Debo?
Whenever you want.
Well, I mean, 2 weeks back to back, 100 yards, over 100 yards, 8 receptions each week. That's a coming out party, as Rob said. That's #1 numbers right there.
I am absolutely loving what I'm seeing out of Debo Samuel.
Yeah, he's his dick is swinging.
I preface that
hard.
because
You know what his dick is? It's heavy. His dick, when he puts it on a broad, she feels it. The weight.
because I'm waiting to see what happens once defenses start paying more attention to him.
A 12-pounder.
He's had back-to-back 100-yard games.
Yeah.
So there's 2 in a row. Let's see what
Without
happens.
Kittle on the field, too.
There's no way that Arizona didn't have all their focus on him in the second half.
You don't think so?
Who else was playing?
They weren't looking
Sanders
at
is
Pettis.
out. Kittle's out.
Yeah.
He's got to be the guy that you're looking at by the second half.
Yeah.
Although he went out with an injury, so maybe there's something there. But
I mean, hey, he's fucking killing it. I love his attitude. I love the play style. He's not going to wow you with his size by any means, but he doesn't need to. And he could smoke any dude for an additional 8 yards, 10 yards, because he is, I believe, leading the league in forced missed tackles by a wide receiver.
yep, I sent that stat over.
And who
You
can
did.
get fucked? Let's talk about who can get fucked from the wide receiving core.
Both of them.
Number 11.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Pettis and Goodwin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Later. Right? Later.
Yeah.
Uh,
They're
Good-
they're gonna get more chances. Here's
Oh,
what's
yeah,
gonna
I
happen.
know.
If you're Shanahan, you're gonna give these guys chances. Goodwin because he's done it, and Pettis because of the potential. But they're not getting chances until we're up 2 scores.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna put a game in one of their hands.
I mean, Goodwin dropped that
Goodwin
ball.
was in there at the end. He made 1 catch, got us the
Yep.
first down, and then the very next play,
Yep.
fucking drops it.
He was in there because he had to be. You know?
He didn't have to be. Richie James could be in there.
Well, you don't know. Maybe Richie James doesn't know the offense like him. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. There's got to be something going on.
He's been with the team since last year.
Yeah,
Richie James is not a rookie.
There's something going on that Shanahan doesn't have confidence in him.
I wish he would
He's
just
not
say it.
running the routes in practice. He's something.
I want to know why. If you could tell me why, I can
Yeah,
accept it.
There's something.
All right, moving on to so out of halftime, Tevin Coleman takes a short drag route reception and takes it 37 yards because the defender fell down. I mean,
I thought he was house calling that at some point.
yeah. Well,
I
you
was
always
like, whoa.
you always expect the defender, like especially when you catch it right near the line of
Yeah.
scrimmage, that there's got to be somebody back there. But I mean, Jimmy G with the pressure bearing down on him in his face. I mean, he was definitely holding that ball longer than he wanted to, and that was just his last outlet. Got it off, perfect throw, made the defender fall down, and that's just great poise. That play right there wasn't a far throw, wasn't a difficult throw, but with the pressure in his face, that's
Balls of steel.
composure. There was an illegal shift that took away a great pass from Jimmy G to Sanders inside the 5-yard line. Do you remember that penalty?
Yeah, because that was Debo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You had 2 receivers moving at the same time, but they weren't. One was getting set.
Yeah, but Debo didn't stop. He went halfway and turned around and ran back.
So that's just a
He would
rookie
have
mistake.
to go set and then go back.
That's a rookie mistake right there.
Yeah, that's all.
But,
and,
I
and
mean-
it was because Jimmy yelled at him. As he was in motion, Jimmy told him to go back to the other side, and his brain just went, go back to the other side, instead of setting first and then going back to the other side.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, rookie mistake.
But that was a big one.
That definitely took away a big play on our end. But it didn't matter. The drive ultimately ended with another touchdown to a wide open
Cellar dweller.
Cellar Dweller. Great name. So
It would be great if we sucked.
let's talk about Kyle Juszczyk tackling a defender and getting a pass interference call.
I listened to some of his mic'd up. Like, he was talking shit to the
Oh,
other
yes.
team. Like,
Yeah,
a
he's
shit
pretty good
talker.
shit talker.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets in there.
Like, he was just like so blatant. Like, you guys suck, or like something like that. I was like, oh my god. Like,
That's a good one.
Jesus, like, I would fucking kick that little
The,
man.
the best mic'd up ever of anyone this year is when Kittle's running out to the field. I forget who they were playing, but he looks at the
Panthers.
He looks at a group of Panthers and just goes, "Hi guys."
No, and he goes, well, Jimmy got pulled early from the game, and because we were up so big, and he's like, Jimmy, what if we need you? He goes, I'm back in there. And then Kittle goes, well, where's your helmet?
He goes, are you ready to go back in there if we need you? He goes, yeah. He goes, well where's your helmet?
And where
clearly not anywhere near him because we're up by 35 or whatever it was.
Around? Oh, I didn't know if he stole the helmet or someone wouldn't have put it past him.
It's fucking awesome.
Hides it in a fucking garbage can.
I mean, it sucks that he's not down, even injured, just down there with the players.
Yeah, somebody was saying not only are they afraid of him getting injured, but the way that he acts, he might injure himself.
Yeah.
So it's probably better. Keep him up there. Duct tape him to his seat. Because he's walking around okay.
He didn't practice today, but he was standing in the practice area holding his helmet. It was a little closer. So there might be something there.
All right.
Would anyone like some Pirates booty?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I'm not a fan.
All right. Sorry.
So, yeah, I would have been absolutely floored if I was an Arizona fan and somebody just tackled the defender and then ended up getting a PI call because of it. There was a few calls in this game that went our way. So then you got Jimmy. He throws one of the worst interceptions that you will ever see. And it's becoming more and more clear to me that he struggles identifying underneath coverage. And there have been quite a few underneath INTs this season. None as bad as the first one he threw in this game, but think back to the interception he threw to Kuechly, trying to hit Kittle. That was underneath coverage. The one in this past game, the defender's just sitting right there. That's underneath coverage.
Always a middle linebacker.
And it's always a middle linebacker. Like he basically threw 2 interceptions that didn't get intercepted in the Seahawks game, and it was all underneath coverage. It's like he looks through the defender like they're not even there.
Yeah, he's got to work on that.
Well, hopefully in his second season of starts, he'll fix that.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about it, but you got to point it out. I mean, that was fucking terrible.
That was the ugliest one I've seen yet.
That
was the one. There was because the other ones, like, yes, he didn't see the defender, but there was a receiver nearby.
Yeah,
there wasn't even a receiver.
On the other ones, there was right read, inaccurate throw.
Right,
wrong read, accurate throw. This one had nothing going for it.
And I didn't see a receiver even within 5 yards.
No clue.
Very strange.
I have absolutely no idea.
The one thing is, I mean, the problem seems to be isolated and identified. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I gotta believe that they could bring in somebody to be like, listen, this is what you need to do, whatever. I don't know. It's not my
he's going to have
expertise.
He's going to have 2 interception games. He's going to have 0 interception games. He's going to have 3 interception games, but he is learning right now. It's not a problem that's never going to get fixed.
Quite honestly, I don't care if he throws 6 as long as we win.
Yeah. I mean,
we're 9-1. I'm not fucking.
Yeah.
Whatever. If they start costing us wins, then we'll start bitching about it.
So then you got the Deebo Samuel just complete circus catch.
Oh.
Where he ended up hurting his shoulder.
For sure the best catch anyone on this team has made this year, and maybe in multiple years.
Yes. I got one gripe with it. Why did Jimmy even throw that ball? Because he was clearly not open.
Because it's Deebo.
Sure.
That's the difference when you have a guy like that, is you throw balls like that.
But like there was...
Wait, was there a flag on that play? So he had it. Was that a free play?
No, it was not a free play.
It wasn't free, but there was a flag on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a PI.
It was a PI?
Yeah, if he didn't catch it, it was a PI.
Yeah, but you got to give him the yards. I mean, after a catch like that, give the kid the yards. So that drive ended up being, on the circus catch drive, that drive ended up being capped off with a touchdown pass to Kendrick Bourne on a slant. And we ended up going for the 2-point conversion, but that was unsuccessful.
What was the math on that one?
I meant to write it down, but I forget why. Because we were either going to be up by 4. No. We were either going to be up by 4 or up by 5. A 4-point lead and a 5-point lead is the same thing.
Until the next drive, when it makes all the sense why you don't do that. Because very shortly after that, we're driving I forget this. I have to look at the scores. 2 drives later, I'm going, this is why you don't do that.
I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, I
had a way bigger problem with that than what Ron Rivera did that everyone had a problem with.
Yeah. I just view a 4-point lead and a 5-point lead identical. Like, literally the same thing.
Until the other team scores 7.
And then you're down by 3.
Right.
And
or 4.
Of course, there's always it's
Yeah, but
a ripple
it happened. It
effect.
came right back. Like it happened. It flipped right around, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I don't remember the time remaining when we scored that touchdown either.
That's why it was early.
Okay.
I think that's why it got me.
So after falling behind 26-23, Niners get the ball back with 6:25 left in the game, and they move the ball just outside the red zone until Jimmy throws another brutal red zone interception. This one was high and behind Ross Dwelly, who tips it up to the defender.
Yeah, I mean, other than batting the ball down, which he probably fucking should have made, he should have realized he wasn't going to catch it because it was such a poor ball. I mean, a rookie mistake, I guess you could say, but I mean, terrible throw by Jim.
I don't think he did anything wrong.
Yeah, he did.
I think he did the best he could to catch it, and it was a bad throw.
that's on
no
Jimmy.
blame on him. Agreed. No blame on Ross Dwebby, whatever the fuck is Dweeble. Dweeble. Is that his name? That's what we're going to call
That
him.
is definitely his name.
So after a hard week, do you want to do that?
Nope.
Okay.
Last chance. So Niners get the ball back down by 3 with 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining with 2 timeouts. You got the play where Jimmy G ducks a sack and then scrambles for a 7-yard gain and does not slide. I don't know if you guys saw how fucking
did.
sketchy that run was.
Very sketchy.
You got to slide there. I don't care if you're getting 5 yards instead of 7. Like, this isn't the playoffs. This is not January or February even. This is fucking week 11.
Yeah, but you can't have back-to-back losses. I back it.
It's week 11, and we're fucking 9. We're 8-1.
Gotta take a chance.
No, not at the expense of Jimmy G for the rest of the year. Then you had a Goodwin catch, the Goodwin drop, a very, very questionable spot on Ross Dwelly's 3rd down grab, and there is no fucking way he was past that 3rd down marker or that 1st down marker.
So, let me just interject here. This season, Baby's been paying a lot closer attention to the games that she's watched. So she's really been asking questions and being involved. So I've been trying to teach her the game, but when something like that happens, it's so hard to explain what the fuck is going on. You know, like, well, when he catches it, his forward progress point, you know what I mean? It's a fucking nightmare. What's wrong?
I'm passing around the picture of Ross Dwelly clearly being short of the 1st down marker.
I know. You don't have to show me.
Can I see
know.
again?
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that
Well,
said,
you can't go by the yellow.
What do you mean with that said? We haven't even talked about the game-winning play yet. Relax.
I said with that said about Ross Dwelly, fuck off. Nobody's fucking fired up. Christ, you cunt.
Are you kids done?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Where's the 1st down marker on that? Because you can't go by the yellow line.
It is...
A lot of times it's not where the yellow... It's even further, I think.
It's even further
Right.
away.
Yeah.
Like, it's even worse.
Yeah, because the yellow line is not close to the marker.
Yeah.
It's a half yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what got me was that the ref was standing at the line of scrimmage line. It's like, why are you standing at the line of scrimmage?
There's one on each side.
Yeah, but why isn't there another ref standing at the 1st down line?
Oh, I don't know.
His vantage point is terrible.
The call on that is the ref on the sideline further from the play.
Right.
So like if he's near the top side of the hashes, if he's further away, that ref gets the call, and it's something to do with line of sight. When they're further away, you have a better vantage of knowing how far they are.
I just think that they got to get more refs on the field.
Yeah,
and
something, or put a fucking camera on the fucking upright.
The
thing that you hold where the 1st down is. Put a camera on that fucking thing.
It was under 2 minutes. That got reviewed and upheld.
Yeah.
I'm glad it worked out for us, but
I don't know how that got
If I was on
upheld.
the other side of that, I would have fucking ripped my TV off the fucking wall.
Yeah.
How does that not get overturned?
I don't know how that got upheld.
So, all right. Well, next play. Jeff Wilson, house call, Texas route.
First play of the game for him.
It was not. Yes, it was. I'm sorry.
It was the only play of the game.
It was the only play of the game for him.
That's right.
So what a fucking ballsy coaching move. You got a player that's ice cold on the sideline that hasn't played a single snap, and you're gonna call on him.
Practice dictates the play of the game.
That's got to be what's going on with.
Shanahan said it. He said he nailed it all week in practice.
Yep.
And he called it. And he said when he called it, he felt great. And he said then when he saw Jeff Wilson in the huddle trying to stretch his legs and warm up, he went, "Wait a minute, did I do the right thing here?"
Yeah, I mean it's
and
a
then
fucking.
then
it's a ballsy move.
Arizona calls a all-out zero blitz, and it was the perfect play for a zero blitz.
If he didn't catch it, it's not the end of the world. That was the first down play.
Yeah.
And we still had time left on the clock. But, I mean, watching it live, it didn't seem like it was as hard of a catch as it was when I saw multiple angles of it later on.
Yeah, because
we're only down a field goal at that point,
right.
too.
It seemed like we
And
were,
that-
at the very least, right.
There it is. So we get a touchdown with 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter to put us up 23-19. Up 4.
Mm-hmm.
Kicking an extra point would have put us up 5.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the 2-point conversion would have put us up 6.
Okay.
The problem I have is there's less difference from 5 to 6 than 4 to 5. And here's why. Because on the next drive, Arizona scores a touchdown that puts them up 26-23. Right then, if we had kicked one, we're only down by 2. And if we got 2, we're down by 1. Makes no difference to me.
Yeah, but
And
you're
now
being
we're
down by
driving the field.
being down by 3, you could still tie. It's still a
Correct.
one-possession game.
But if you kick
still,
the extra point, you're only down by 2. That field goes to win the fucking game. You run the clock dead, you kick a field goal, game's over.
I don't think that they played. They're not scared of going extra overtime or anything like that. They just want to stay within one score of a field goal, whether it be a tie, whether it be.
But an extra point and a field goal, the game's over.
I think what you're gambling there is you're putting your foot on their throat as opposed to being nervous that you won't be able to tie it up later with a field goal.
I mean, it made no sense to me at the time. Like I
agree.
can reason the Ron Rivera one. There's a lot of stuff I just can't put my finger on this one.
I mean, I think they were just. I don't know.
I'm sure there's I'm sure it's written down some. I'm sure there's something. I'm sure there's a reason for it. And
sure
and
somebody
Shanahan's
asked
aggressive,
Shanahan,
like
yeah.
I said. And I also believe if that is overturned on Dwelly, that we're going out there and getting that first down. We're not kicking that field goal.
You think so?
Yeah, I think we're quarterback sneaking and getting.
Oh yeah, because it would only would have been
yard.
like a foot.
I think we're going.
It might have been a moot point at the end of the day.
If I thought at the time, because the offense went right back out in the field while the challenge was being looked at, I thought maybe Shanahan had a play for both, and then if they say it's upheld, we run up to the line, go for the. They're like, whoa, what's going on? And they have to at least use a timeout.
They probably did have a play for both.
I think after the game, he said that he was pretty sure it was going to stand, and if not, he would have called a different play.
What'd you think of the challenge on the Kyler Murray no fumble, no fumble? I didn't like the challenge at the time. They were saying on the broadcast that it was a good challenge. It was Kwan Williams' punch, got him in his arm. Kyler Murray fell down. The ball popped out.
I thought once you start in a slide, it's over anyways. The play.
He was falling forward.
Okay.
He wasn't sliding.
Because I know once you give yourself up, that's where the ball's dead, and that's it.
If you saw the punch in slow motion, he fucking nailed him. I'm like, right in his throwing arm too. I'm like, fuck yeah. But even if you miss the ball and you fucking
Just trying to get the ball out,
nail his bicep and fuck up his arm for the whole game.
I mean, at the end of a hard week, it's great to sit down, take some time off, and watch some football. Game-winning touchdowns on 2-minute drives, running backs racing down the sidelines with no one to stop them. Sounds like Tevin Coleman. There's nothing else like the NFL, and there's no better way to make the games even more exciting than to bet on them.
So do the smart thing and go to mybookie.ag. No one gives you more ways to win than they do. MyBookie's got the fastest payouts and better lines than any other sportsbook.
Don't forget, where you're betting is just as important as who you're betting on. And mybookie.ag is the best in the business. It's where I play and where you should too. Core talking points.
I wouldn't be telling you guys to bet with them if they weren't the best.
Do the smart thing. If you're going to bet this football season, bet with MyBookie.
If you're the kind of guy that likes to bet a little and win a lot, try a parlay. If all of your picks come through, you'll multiply your winnings, and no matter how you bet, the NFL season is the best time of the year.
Join now, and MyBookie will double your
So they're
first
basically
deposit.
saying, even if you lose, you're still enjoying football.
Use promo code
Gold Blood.
to activate the offer. That's promo code.
Gold blood.
Visit mybookie.ag today. You play?
You win.
You get paid. I can't concentrate with this water.
Okay, Diva.
It sounds like, I don't know.
Water dripping into a bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's a swimming duck.
It's calming.
There's like a duck.
It's like
All right.
the calming sounds of the ocean.
There's a duck.
So,
It is a little more prominent.
Right? It is. It's getting crazy. I'm just concerned.
I wouldn't go that far.
The flood is the great flood of 19.
Yeah, disclaimer, but we're about 5 feet from one of my basement leaks
What
right
a
now.
terrible year name.
All right, on to the defense off the
19.
top.
Send Patreon money. We're flooded.
What? What are we
No
looking at
matter
first
what,
here?
you get that? That's like their promo for everyone.
I don't know if the read is accurate anymore.
Well, we haven't
How,
been setting a
how
read.
many? Yeah, how many weeks were we paid for? I bet we're past it.
Probably.
Yeah, let's just stop reading it. Fuck them.
Okay.
Awesome.
He goes, okay. Yeah, we're just giving these motherfuckers free ads.
All right.
All the thousands of people that are signing up to my bookie because of us.
You guys want to call an
For
audible
fucking
here?
free.
We are 40 minutes in. Haven't gotten to the defense yet. You want to save it for round 2?
No, because we got a lot of emails.
We do. Okay, let's go through the defense real quick. Off the top, 266 total yards allowed, 131 passing, 135 rushing. We allowed 3 of 10 on third down, 1 for 1 on fourth down, 2 for 3 in the red zone. We had 4 sacks, 5 hits, and 10 tackles for a loss. And we forced 2 turnovers. Opening of the game. The entire defensive unit looks lethargic, getting gashed, misdirection, a 40-yard pass interference call on Sherman, and then down by the goal line, there was a nice run fit by Sherman, keeping Kyler Murray out of the end zone, and then really nice coverage by Ward holds them to a field goal. So that was a sigh of relief, but not a great showing by the defensive unit to open the game up. Second drive.
Took the whole team a little bit to get settled.
Did not look much better aside from Julian Taylor showing up early for a tackle for a loss. That guy is a player. I'm completely fine with Julian Taylor working on the interior of that defensive line as a rotation. He's fine.
Yeah, he's been balling.
Another Sherman penalty gives them a new set of downs at the 5. And then a completely blown assignment, who I believe was Elijah Lee, leaves Larry Fitzgerald wide open for an easy touchdown.
That's brutal.
Early second quarter, we're faced with a 4th and 1, and Arizona decided to go for it. The short throw that gets completed, and aside from stealing his car, stealing his wife, and stealing his kid, Tart does just about everything he possibly could do to make that ball come out of his hands and force an incompletion, and the guy held on to it. I couldn't believe he held on to that ball. Anyway, they convert. And then midway through the third, there's another pass interference call on Sherman on the 3rd and long that gives them a new set of downs.
Did you see what he had to say about that? Pass
Yeah, about him being
interferences?
on the competition committee.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
something along those
I
lines.
don't know about that one, Sherman.
Yeah.
You just had a bad game.
Just so you know, they paid for 3 weeks of advertising.
Oh,
Perfect.
6 episodes. We're on week 11.
All right.
They got their money's worth. Fuck them.
no more. Yes. So pumped.
So D Ford's final snap of the game, he chases down Kyler for a sack, and that was his final play of the day. He's going to miss a few weeks. That sucks.
Who's that?
D Ford.
Yeah.
DeForest Buckner chasing down Kyler Murray is just ridiculous. Like, he should not be able to do that. And then on top of that, on the next play, he tips up an attempted screen pass and then completely kills their drive.
Unfair.
DeForest Buckner is
Unfair.
unfair.
How'd that make you feel, Joe? What was your reaction at that point?
Interesting.
Were you jumping on the couch?
Jumping on the cats.
During when I
Did you get hard?
for the defense, I'm very like aggressive. Like I
Yeah.
have an axe. I like tote
Yeah.
around the house for like all the time. I'm just usually toting around an axe, and
That's how you almost lost your finger.
well, that was with a sledgehammer. But
What's Robert Saleh say? Chaos? No. Wreak havoc?
No.
Are you
All
wreaking
gas, no
havoc?
bricks.
yeah, I was just very.
Violent?
I was
You
like
have to play violent?
Yeah,
right? Is that what he
there's
says?
this saying.
Yeah, this is one of them.
Unmatched violence or something
Something.
like that.
Unbridled violence.
Is that how you are?
I was pretty fired up.
You're pretty unbridled?
Yeah, like I said, I looked a lot Jeff Wilson's march into the end zone, and the way he was, subsequent flailing of body parts
Subsequent show of aggression?
was how I looked for for the comeback.
All
I
right.
was letting myself be known. I don't lash out when we're getting our ass kicked. I just yell fuck and cunt and other things.
Yeah.
I just yell.
I don't lash out.
Well, physically. Like,
I just yell fuck and cunt and such.
That's all.
yeah, but like
No lashing out, Steve.
you won't. But like,
No one gets injured.
right.
You don't
me,
actually.
me
You don't,
especially.
You don't domestically abuse anyone.
No, but like it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. Like they score a touchdown, and for me to pick up a log and just slam it into the fire. You know what I mean? Sparks flying.
Okay, Paul Bunyan.
No, damn.
Aggressive fire building.
He's wielding an axe all around the house and just throwing logs right at the fire.
Or like kicking the fence over. Like the great. They
God.
go like touchdown. Boom! Kick the fucking fence. Yeah, that's reasonable. I would say.
All right, so after the Niners retake a 23-19 lead, the defense cannot slow down Arizona's offense, and Kyler caps off a quick drive with a 22-yard touchdown run. I could not fucking believe that happened.
I know, with our defense.
That was ridiculous. But after the second interception, Jimmy's second interception, the defense put back on the field in a must-stop situation. They're down by 3. They're down by 3 at that point.
It's stop them or lose the game.
It's stop them or lose the game, and they fucking deliver big time. I mean, if you saw how they were playing that late in the game, the energy, the tenacity, it was like this. Where was this all game?
Playoff defense.
And Eric Armstead, just a clutch sack on third down. He thought it was a fumble, scoop, and score. That would have been fucking incredible.
That would have been a way to fucking.
But what a way to show up where they need you most. And what you notice with a lot of teams in this league, when the defense does not believe in their quarterback, after their quarterback that they don't believe in throws another interception,
Game over.
they pack it in. But I believe that the entire team believes in Jimmy Garoppolo.
Give him one more chance.
And he's giving them a reason to believe, because look at what happened. I heard from multiple people that I saw on Twitter saying that people left the game, started leaving their seats when Jimmy threw that second interception.
Fuck those people.
Wow. Exactly. Fuck those people.
I didn't even turn it off. It's not crazy to think you get upset and a game is over, you turn it off, but I stuck with it. And that says a lot for me, because I'm usually a real cunt about
Yeah,
things.
definitely.
Yeah, big time cunt.
Yeah.
So
Real American cunt.
Real American cunt.
So after the Niners, the Jeff Wilson, the defense forces a turnover on the first play of the Cardinals' last gasp drive. And then somehow we can't run out enough clock to end the game. So they end up getting another touchdown at the very end, which made Las Vegas explode.
The touchdown was a defensive touchdown.
It was.
Did you see the defense on that play?
I don't even know what the hell happened. I was just waiting for the time to run out.
That's like a victory defense.
Tell me that was not a game that just wouldn't end.
It's all DBs on the field.
Was it?
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
I don't know if you could. If there's a way to pull that up.
they had
It's
no
like
one
everyone
rushing,
that
yeah.
plays secondary was out on the field.
Yeah, I think
Everyone. All the
only-
backup safeties, the
Yep.
back.
I mean, that's what you
Akello,
want.
all of them.
I think
How
they had,
wild is that?
The linemen were like linebackers, like the
Yeah.
faster linebackers, yeah.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah, just ridiculous. The spread to the game was -10
Yeah.
coming into it, and it ended up being a push.
It's a push, Papa.
Vegas wins.
That's nuts. Did they win? They don't win.
If it's a push, they do.
They do?
They get all the vig.
they get the
They don't have to pay anyone.
No, well, something I read that they give all the money back.
Right, but they keep
yeah,
the vig.
Right,
they keep the
yeah,
vig.
yeah, yeah.
That's true. All right,
I don't think they care either way, probably.
That wraps up that. So
You know what time it is. It is the motherfucking piece of the week. Okay.
offense.
I'm going Debo because of the picks.
Yeah, it's a fair assessment, for sure.
Press play, you twat.
I don't want to cover the stat.
Don't worry about this stat.
I mean, just
What play?
what's okay. This
there
is
it
we're watching the final play of the game
There's only
here.
3 linemen, and one of them is 23.
And I still don't believe that the guy that jumps on this ball, like he's down right there. He's being touched by a Niner, but he scoops it up, throws it back. I don't know who that is. They failed. And there's DJ Reed.
Tart.
Jet ski Poppy Tart.
Yeah, they're all DBs. What's 23? Witherspoon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Witherspoon was on the line of scrimmage when they snap the ball.
Yeah, he's rushing the passer. Nice.
But how'd Kendrick Bourne? Did they have Bourne out there
Probably.
too?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they probably did. They told Dante Pettis to go to fuck home. All right. So back to the motherfucking piece of the week. Rob goes with Debo. Steven?
I knew I spelled it right somewhere.
I mean, I definitely understand Rob's reasoning, but I still got to give it to Horsecock. I mean, you went 34-45. You put the entire team on your back for 424 yards. You threw 4 touchdowns. I mean, 34-45 with 2 interceptions. I mean, you can't ask for any more than that from your quarterback. You could ask for not the interceptions, obviously, but
It wasn't just the interceptions for me. It was where and when.
yeah, brutal.
If you cover those, he's the MVP.
Yeah,
I mean, those are MVP
I
fucking
totally
numbers.
get it. Totally understand.
And again, if they were in the first quarter, if they
I
were,
thought you were
and he got
hailing
like
Hitler.
what did he get? 4 yards in the first quarter. That's
Yeah.
in 3 quarters.
I know. I think that every interception you see Jimmy throw this season is going to make him a better quarterback going forward, rather than what happens to a lot of quarterbacks is making them a worse quarterback going forward, where they lose confidence, because he doesn't flinch and he answers on every drive. After he throws a pick, he fucking answers. I got to give it to Horsecock.
All right. I mean, for me, it's like if Jimmy had 1 less interception, no question. If Debo had 1 touchdown, no question. So I guess I'm going to give it to Jimmy because
When Debo left, would he go get a painkiller or something? Because he went to the locker room.
Yeah, he was back out there pretty quick, too.
So strange.
smoking dope. 75% completion. That shit's hot shit. Yeah, I'm going to tip my hat to Jimmy G. On the defensive side of the ball, Baba Louie, you want to go first?
Oh, I don't know where to go on this one. This one was tough for me.
Oh, jeez, I haven't even
It's
looked
easy
at
for
this.
me. It's going to DeForest Buckner. The dude is just a fucking tower, a 5-story building just coming at you every single week. And regardless of whether he gets on the stat sheet, like he did this week, some weeks he doesn't get on the stat sheet, but the dude is causing disruption.
Wreaking havoc.
He is literally wreaking havoc. And the fact that he could chase down Kyler Murray on foot, like, he's got at least 150 pounds on him. That should not happen. DeForest Buckner.
Side note, I didn't put him on here because there's too many other people, but Dre Greenlaw had another good game.
He did.
Rob,
I'm going to go Armstead. It's a toss-up for me on the both of them. They both had great games. It could very easily be pushed to take DeForest Buckner, but I'm going to give it to Armstead.
I'm going to, just to spread it around because no one person was dominant, I'm going to tip my hat to the steady force in the middle, steady Freddie Warner, 12 tackles, 1 for loss. I saw him out there doing his thing as he usually does.
Getting everybody lined up.
Yeah, beating people off with his cock, blockers off with his cock. You know how they do. The big shit, big boy shit.
I was so unbelievably wrong on Fred Warner when we drafted him.
I didn't know enough about him.
I was not a fan of the player. Wasn't a fan of the pick. I thought he was going to be a new age linebacker that excelled in coverage, but a little weak in the run game.
See, I remember seeing him like either in the preseason of his rookie year or like the first 4 games and being impressed.
I was.
I remember saying it, being
I'm
like,
saying
yeah.
from the minute we drafted him, I was dead wrong about him.
Oh,
And
I didn't know.
he
I
has
just
continuously proved me wrong. Last year
figured it
and
was-
this year. Like, he's taken his game to a whole new level this year.
Yeah, he's Pro Bowl caliber, maybe all pro. He could possibly go all pro at some point.
And he's one of those guys where he's just not going to get talked about nationally.
Well, you never know.
It hasn't happened yet this season, and if it hasn't happened yet after what he's done so far this year, it's not going to
Yeah,
happen.
once he marries a white chick, things will
Gets his own little piglet.
doors will open up for him.
All right,
You'll see.
do the thing.
All right, you fucking piglet fuckers. Hit us up on the email. Tell us what Tell us what you got going on in your pig sty. goldbloodedpodcast@gmail.com. There's an Instagram. Some things happen over there. It's a Gold Blooded Podcast. One word. Patreon. I mean, I don't know if you could hear it, but one of our items sounds like a Volkswagen Rabbit from 1989. There's literally water raining down on us right now. It's a combination of Noah's Ark meets like some backyard fucking, I don't know. Send money, desperate, fast, lots of it. We're in dire straits. You might not even get to hear this. We might float away. Who the fuck knows? Steve, tell the fucking Poppy Chulies how to do that.
Patreon.com/Goldbutton Podcast. Subscribe as little as $1 a month. Hey, you're really gonna notice that missing? As much as $1 billion a month.
Or you could just make a solid donation like that young man did.
Yes.
Somebody gave us $1,000. We're gonna give him a thanks next when we get into the emails. There, I don't know, his name is eluding my mind right now. The drugs.
All right, Patreon, Instagram, email, reviews. Give us some reviews. Those have been pretty slow lately.
Well, we got one.
We got one.
Yeah,
it was a good
one. We'll talk about that next.
That's episode
email.
2.
Yeah,
So
twat faces.
We are out, really.
Bye.